My name is Abongile Mashele. I'm the acting CEO of the Film and Publication Board. The Film and Publication Board, who are we? The Film and Publication Board is an institution that was established through an Act of Parliament in 1996, the Film and Publications Act. The Film and Publications Act was promulgated to regulate the creation, the production and the distribution of films, games and certain publications in the South African market.
Our vision is to have a credible, visible content classification authority. And our mission is to ensure that we have an effective, efficient consumer protection through regulations of film, games, and certain publications, while empowering the public, especially children, through robust information sharing.
Now, what does that mean as an ordinary member of the public or an ordinary filmmaker? It means you have to register with the board. It means you need to submit your material for classification with the board, and it means you need to subject yourself to compliance monitoring. So our compliance monitors would come to your premises or to your distribution point on a regular basis to ensure that you are complying.
We regulate the content of film, games and certain publication through classification by maintaining relevant value and norms of South African society through scientific research.
Now, why do we do that? Why is it important for material to be classified? Why is it important for you to register? It's important because there was a realization in South Africa when we established the Film and Publication Board, and also in other jurisdictions. There's a realization that children need to be protected in terms of the type of content that they consume.
We are protecting children from sexual exploitation in media content in order to educate the broader South African society to make informed decisions.
Children, we all know, they learn things from seeing. They emulate behavior that they see every day. So if children are exposed to films and games that they contain harmful content or content that could be harmful for them, then children can easily emulate that behavior. So it's important for us as players in the market, as distributors of content and also as content creators, to ensure that there are age advisories for any game, for any film production that you put out there. There is an age advisory allocated so that I, as a parent, can choose what is suitable for my child and what is not suitable for my child. The second part, which is a very critical part of our mandate and our work as the FPB, is that our act actually ensures that the creation and the distribution of child pornography is punishable by law. So what is child pornography? Child pornography is the actual use of children in creation of pornographic material. From people who are operating in this child protection sphere, they will say that we've actually even migrated from terming it as child pornography, but now we term it as child sexual abuse material. And the main reason why we call it child sexual abuse material is because there is a realization and recognition that the use of a child or the depiction of a child in any sexual act for sale or for distribution of any kind is a form of abuse on that child. It's a form of abuse on that child because the child is being violated at a young age. Secondly, it is a form of abuse on the child because every time that material is distributed and it is watched by someone else, then that child relives to a certain extent the abuse that they have been subjected to through the creation of that video.
Balancing the right to freedom of expression with an obligation to protect children from exposure to potential disturbing, harmful and inappropriate material.
It means if you are a creator or a distributor of content in the South African market, you cannot just wake up and say, I'm going to start selling my productions in a video store, on an online streaming platform, or even in a cinema. It means you need to comply with the regulations according to the Film and Publications Act. So that's the one component of our processes and teams. We also have a team of officials in our client support division. The officials in the client support division actually do the paperwork, the administrative work to ensure that you are registered if you want to operate in the South African market. We ensure that you have your registration certificate. They also administer the process of receiving applications from distributors when they are submitting material for classification. We also have a cohort of colleagues that are called compliance monitors. Compliance monitors actually go physically to your cinemas, they go physically to your stores to ensure that you are registered, so you have a valid registration certificate, to also ensure that whatever film or game you may be trading in your store has been classified by the FPB. If it hasn't been classified, then you are required to take it off, and that is a non-compliance, and it is recorded as a non-compliance in terms of the Film and Publications Act. So that's a critical component of our work as the board. So how do we ensure that child protection is punishable by law? We work closely with our South African police services to ensure that if there is child pornography material that is confiscated anywhere, we analyze and ensure that we provide them with a clear docket in terms of how the child was violated, so that it is easier for them to actually prosecute whoever may have been in possession or may have created that child pornographic material. We also monitor all the material that is submitted to the FPB for classification, especially your adult content, which is your X18 material. We monitor your X18 material to ensure that no children were used in that production. And in summary, that is who we are and that is what we do.